Hey, welcome back to the channel. So recently I picked up a new family hauler. It's a 2010 Chevy Suburban base model 2500 series sport utility vehicle. So that means we got the 8-lug truck, heavy duty 3/4 ton truck chassis. Again, real basic 9C cloth, but I like basic. Less frills, less things to break. So picked this up. Price was okay. It was local. That's kind of why I jumped on it. But I found more wrong after I started looking at it than I did when I first looked at it, unfortunately. So a little rust underneath, which I'm going to do a video. I got a bunch of fluid film, and so I have to prep the whole frame, get all the rust off there, and then do the linoleum, whatever, like wool wax, like the wool's, sheep's wool, that oil there. Lanolin type undercoating under this thing to stop the rust. So working on it. I'm changing all the fluids out. So I did the transfer case with Dextron 6. I did the rear differential with 75/90 weight synthetic gear lube, and I was going to do the front, but noticed that there was a leak outside or from the inner axle seal right there. So yanked off, pull up the shaft today. So I can confirm that if you jack up the truck by the A-frame, you don't have to remove anything on the suspension. No upper ball joints, no tie rods, no sway arm bushings. Literally, it's jack it up by there, take out the 5 or 6, 15 millimeter bolts that go through that axle, and then you're good to go. So pulled that out. I know sometimes there's a struggle with getting this short axle out with the snap ring here. This one seemed to pop out pretty easily. I put some pressure back here. I watched a guy online suggested that while prying it out, you tap the inside this way and it popped right out. So anyway, lesson for you there. I did also change the transmission fluid, so drop the pan, change the filter, and some new Dextron 6 in there. I will confirm that with this truck, there was no messing around with the exhaust at all. I was able to pull the pan down and kind of wiggle it out without ever having to mess around with pulling the exhaust away from that. So that was a pretty easy job. Again, just trying to get this truck ready for my family camping adventures. So yeah, that's it for now. Again, I didn't videotape a lot because I was just busy getting work done. But as I'm working on it, I'm finding more than I would like to have found. But we'll get it all squared away. So I'm going to finish up this axle seal tonight, and then also those bumper stops, which are right there. That piece of rubber that goes between the frame and the lower control arm, that's pretty rotted away, so I got to get those off there. I got new ones coming in tomorrow for that. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm not sure if I'll videotape the rest of this seal work. I got to pry out the old seal, put the new seal in, put the axle back together, so maybe that'll be part of this video. Anyway, this is part 1 of the repair to the truck. Over. Alright, so again, I have jack stands ready to go in case this hydraulic jack lets go. So right now we'll take this oil seal out. It's in there pretty good. Can't really get that too many different angles though. Okay, it's starting to come now, I think. There we go. Okay, there we go. Axle seal is out. Feels good there as far as the mating surface. Bearing feels good. Again, I'm changing this fluid out as well. Alright, so this part number, AC Delco 191692124, or it's a national seal 710497. I grabbed one of each in case I bugger this thing up. I don't have a good deep socket that's going to go around the outside of this, and the rubber side goes out on this seal. It came out this way, so the metal goes in. There's a little lip obviously here. I think the sealing surface is back here, so I don't think there'll be much damage if I pound it in with a piece of wood, since I don't have the actual correct tool. So that's what I'm going to try and do now. I'm going to try and tap in. Again, I do have a spare in case I damage this first one, but we'll see how this goes. gear oil on the outside to try and help it go in a little smoother. The metal side was facing out. I have no problem just beating on a piece of wood, but try and get it started with the ball peen hammer. Yeah, that's not going too well. Now I just dropped it in the dirty ground, so I had to clean the outside again. Ugh. Sometimes having the right tools is definitely worth it. That's already in there sideways. Let's try and block the wood first, maybe. Not much room to swing here either. Oh, already crooked. Boy. All this may get edited out, that's for sure. Okay, I think it started. Block of wood and we'll tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Okay, it's starting to go in. This lip still feels good. Grab a bigger hammer, I think. Fortunately, I have no shortage of ball peen hammers. I was at an auction one time, picked up a whole box like 15 for $15. So, almost set. There's a couple more. Okay. That's pretty well in there. Okay. Lock, make sure it looks uniform in its depth. I don't want to hit it anymore. Hopefully that's okay. Fortunately, this is a pretty easy job to replace, so we'll some gear oil. But this thing came out no problem. There we go. Okay, it's in there. C-clip is engaged. See that locks right there. Alright, so now get this axle see the axle back up in here. Came out easy enough. So it's going back in. This is easy. Line up a couple of bolts. So these bolts came out shockingly easy before. So I'm going to use some blue Loctite on the threads. I get torqued to 58 foot-pounds, I believe, is the value. Not the red stuff, just the blue Loctite. While I was under here, I noticed again those bumper stops are shot, so I got a new pair of them coming in tomorrow. Get them put in. I didn't realize that they were supposed to be in contact essentially when the truck's just sitting at rest. I thought they were just in extreme suspension travel, but apparently they get in contact the entire time. I'm not sure you'll be able to see this, but what I'll do is I'll use the crowbar, pry bar. Gonna be an awkward job here. That's done. Now, so clean off all this grease here with some brake cleaner and then keep an eye on it after I refill it. I have to drop. Okay, so in the meantime, I pulled off the bumper stop that was on this side of the bump stop. That was a bit of pain. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and top off this front differential with some new Go Juice. That's what I'm getting is mobile. Delvac 1 gear oil 7590 synthetic. So that's what we're using in this truck. It's running out already. Huh. Okay. Well, at least that's all it takes. Rear differential took about 3 quarts. The front took about 2 1/4. So hopefully that's correct. And these plugs have plastic washers on them, so I don't know what the torque value is, but it can't be much. Okay, switch over to the passenger side. Gonna take the bump stop off there. See that nut there? That's what I'm gonna try and get at. So I'm gonna put the camera back here. It might not be easy to see, but that's where I'm gonna be putting my extensions down from top here through here. And then down on top of that, 15 millimeter. this actually went on pretty easy. So, this lighting is pretty horrible. I'm gonna turn the light off actually. Step back here a little bit. Rigid, so I can get this. The other side I got on there, so I'm gonna see if I can get this up on there. Alright, we'll see if this baby moves. Okay, it's working. Okay. There is the all beat up stock bump stop. Obviously it's not doing anything at this point in time, so got a new set coming in tomorrow. We'll throw those in this guy, but that came off fairly easily. So again, this nut was on the other side of this, through the frame, PV blaster on there, cleaned it out, and away it went. Easy peasy. I'm gonna try and install these aftermarket bump stops in here. The old ones are gone. So we'll see how these things go in here. Difficult part's gonna be getting the nut started. There's the stud and an alignment feature here. So it goes in like so, I believe. Let's see, where's the stud? There, okay. Huh, why is this so tight? I got the right one for this truck. And it's jacked up, there's no weight suspension. Seems like it's off for some reason. I got it started, but it's a really tough angle in here to get this in. So what kind of one do I have from the top here? Oh. Never mind, it's going